man. I was looking at that Lamar. So we got a comment from Barbie.
Next generation.
I mean, it was awesome.
Okay. Coming from a Cowboy fan. The media comments, the contract drama, I'm just tired of it, Jerry. You bought the team in 89 for 140. What they worth now? 12.8 billion. And you mean to tell me you can't get a deal with Micah Parsons? Talking about a handshake.
Micah coming to Baltimore.
Ages.
One thing that's very pivotal to the game that's kind of been forgotten about, but they're trying to bring it back. The midi.
Yeah.
You either dunking or you shooting a three, right? But you forget having a mid-range is very intricate to the game.
You see, they doing that thing. They driving trucks, man. They ain't afraid of nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I watch, and women just, they take care of stuff. Yeah, I spend sometimes trash stuff. You know what I'm saying? We trash the truck, bro.
So speaking of my Ravens, you feel me? The average person don't have that memory that I have.
So if I'm making $80 million a year and you're making $10 million a year, I'm kind of reluctant to listen to what you got to say.
Bmore Sports Talk, the best damn talk show on the internet. Only on the BmorePod network.
Hey. Happy Monday. Welcome to Bmore Sports Talk, the official podcast of the home team. I am your host, Eric, and I'm here with my peoples.
What up? It's your boy, Trey for 3.
What's
back
up,
again.
Trey? What up? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. How you?
I'm wonderful, man. I'm excited, man. It's championship night.
Yes, sir. I'm honored that you invited me out for this special occasion.
Yes, indeed.
I know you gotta be hyped.
Man,
your boys are in it. You tried to be humble last time I was on the show.
I did.
But they did right by you. And now they in a good spot.
Yes.
So what's up, man? What we gonna see tonight?
A real good spot. All right, before we get into it, I'd like to thank all the viewers for tuning in, our live viewers. If you're watching it now, later on during the week, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Man, I'm hyped. I can't lie.
As you should be.
I've been hyped. I've been hyped all weekend. Like, just nervous. You know what I mean?
With good reason. Good reason to be nervous.
Yeah.
But
let's talk about how they got there. I mean, the Final Four, UConn defeated Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
It was a tough game. I feel like they played a way better game than the Duke game. They weren't playing from behind.
Right.
So, that made it a little bit easier. They made some big shots towards the end of the game.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they it's kind of a textbook game of handling your business. It wasn't a perfect performance, but they definitely went out there, did the things they were supposed to for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't let the game get ahead of them or become too big of a moment.
Yeah.
And they rose to the occasion.
They definitely rose to the occasion.
Now they got to do it one more time.
And you got to give credit to Michigan. They are a tough team. They're super dominant. They've been averaging
all season long.
I think they've been averaging like 90 plus points in all the games they played in the tournament. Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, they're pretty much from start to finish this season, man. They've been on a tear. They had some big wins early on in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Had a mid-season lull, but you don't expect any team to be perfect. But quite the formidable foe for UConn to be playing tonight. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I mentioned on the show before that I'm always a fan of the underdog unless they play in the Ravens or the Celtics.
Right.
So once again, spoiler alert, I am going to be going for the underdog and the UConn Huskies tonight. But
yes. Now, let me ask you this, Trey. Did you see Michigan blowing out Arizona the way they did?
I did. We talked before the tip-off of the games, and I definitely made sure to tune in a bit to see that. I've had a busy weekend myself, but I tuned in for a bit, saw the games, caught up on the highlights, and it was definitely a very complete, very dominant showing by Michigan. And I can't lie, if they play their best ball like they did last this past weekend, it's going to be a tough out for the UConn Huskies. So best of luck to them, but I'm pulling for them because I always like the underdog.
Yes, thank y'all. Y'all see it. I had to come with the UConn hat on today with the drip, the colors, the blue, white, and gray. Before we get into more March Madness, we got to shout out the home team. They had the Freddie Hendricks Invitational on Saturday where some of our production team was out there. And we actually have a clip and a couple photos with some of the talent that's been on this show. We got Tristan, which is a senior at Dunbar High, and then Isaiah, which is a sophomore at Calvert High. So let's go ahead and run that clip.
Dang, she put me on the spot. He did good today. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of my man. A lot of improvement. We got a lot. It's a long season, but a short season at the same time. I'm predicting PRs next week. He's going to be top in the state in the high jump as well as the pole vault. Big things in this man's future, man.
Yeah, I'm just happy for the day. You know, it was a good day. I got to compete against the Calvert Isaiah. I just want to thank Coach Jay, thank Coach Darius. They both helped me today. So, you know, we on to the next meet.
Yeah, it was a really good day. Zay went out here PR'd. He went after a jump that he's never done before. He's never completed. Jumped 6 feet. He was looked real comfortable over it. Got a lot of good attempts at 6'2". We're going to work through a little bit of technical things, just making sure he stays tall and drives his knee. But other than that, I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud of all the guys that competed today. Between him, Carter, Gavin, they all came out here and did a solid season opener, which is great, right? You always love a great season opener, great weather in Maryland. And I think the kids are definitely going to bring some big noise to the MIAA.
Good.
That's awesome, man. That's family right there, man. Shout out to them, man. That's Tristan, aka T-Dub. He attends Dunbar. He's a senior, and they've been just doing great. I mean, they've been having a great year. And shout out to Zay. He plays football and he does track. So
okay, 2-sport athlete.
Yep. And they both made appearances on the pod. So shout out to them. You always gotta give respect where it's due, and that's the home team. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. Shout out to them for sure, man. Like you said, definitely for the home team, you know, for the family, and just to shout out, you know, our Baltimore sports in general, man. You know, so shout out to track and field, both for Dunbar and for Calvert Hall there, man. Shout out to y'all.
Yes. Shout out to them, man. So it was a lot going on, man. A lot going on this weekend.
Very busy weekend in sports.
Yes. Did you get to catch any of the women's basketball?
I did. And there were some games. There was definitely some games.
I was
being
pulling
played
for Dawn Staley and them, man.
Yeah, and
UCLA.
It almost felt. I mean, first off, congratulations to the women of the UCLA Lady Bruins there.
Yes.
Congratulations on winning their championship, the first ever in program history.
First ever.
So shout out to them. But it did, at least for the fans of South Carolina, if not also some casual fans of the sport, felt a bit anticlimactic because it was like they slayed the Giant in the semifinals, in the Final Four. South Carolina beating that perfect UConn team with Coach Gino, and then the follow-up in the championship game and fall flat, like, to put it simply. And that might even be an understatement because it was from start to finish. They weren't outplayed, at least not early on, but it just like the shots weren't falling. Maybe
they
a bad
shot 29%.
Yeah, it was
terrible.
The shots weren't falling. I mean, there were some bad shots taken, but I feel like if you compare like the bad shots in the first half to the second half, it was definitely way more in the second half when they were forcing things.
Yeah.
In the first half, you know, it just wasn't going their way at first, and then they started to deteriorate as it continued as they continued to not be able to turn that around. So it did feel anticlimactic, but shout out again to UCLA winning their first ever championship in women's basketball. So shout out to them. It was a dominant performance by them. They were able to hit the shots that South Carolina wasn't. So they deserve all the praise there. And we'll see what comes next year for South Carolina. Because I think UCLA, I remember them saying in their last game, if I'm not mistaken, every point made in the semifinals by UCLA was made by a senior. Wow. So they have a lot of seniors departed next year. So they got their championship, and you know, they're off into the sunset. Interesting to see what they're going to be next year, but also interesting to see what Dawn Staley does with the Gamecocks next year. Right.
And you got to give Dawn Staley credit. I mean, taking down UConn, the undefeated team. If y'all could put the thumbnail up there, that was and I'm UConn all the way, but like I got to give credit where it's due. Like watching that game, I mean, they got outplayed.
Yeah,
outplayed, outcoached. And did you see the end of the game?
Yeah.
It's still being talked about. I didn't see the pregame thing, but Dawn said she went up pregame and shook all the staff's hand or whatever. But Gino saying that he was there waiting for 3 minutes. I didn't see that, but I think he was just more frustrated of some calls and then the loss itself.
Right.
But
So
I just think that was a bad luck. And this is coming
yeah.
from a UConn fan. I think he could have handled that a lot better.
Yeah. And I mean, I ended up seeing his statement as well that he put out, I think the day of the national championship or the day before. And it was a really good statement as far as he said a lot of the right things. And in it, he even said that I don't want my actions to, you know, pull away from the fact that, you know, they got a well-deserved victory and they should be celebrating their, you know, their arrival, you know, their chance to make it to that championship game again.
Right.
But even though he said those things, that thing is still true. Like his actions have detracted from their win and, you know, pulled the attention to him as a sore loser. Yes, but it's still, you know, the proper thing isn't being highlighted in the moment. So he apologized, but
right. And Dawn even apologized. She's like, I don't know what I did, but she's like, I'm of integrity. She's like, that ain't me. Like, and that was just so classy how she handled that.
Yeah, she did handle it pretty well. I definitely understood her high emotions in the moment because it's like, man, come on, dude. Like, we just won a championship and you're, you know, trying to drag me down off my pedestal as soon as I get there. So it's like, I got her passion in the moment. But also, 100%. I do think that she handled the events from there on forth. She handled them with class, and like I said, Gino put out a good statement as well. It's just a shame that it happened in the first place.
Right. Because I mean, everybody on the sideline was like, "What's going on?" I'm looking. I'm like, they need to run this back. I wish I could hear some audio, but you really couldn't hear that much of what was going on. Damn. So let's get back into championship night, man.
Yep.
Like I'm nervous, of course. I mean, Michigan is a dominant team. They put up they're averaging over 90 plus points in the tournament. What's the guy's name? Yaxo Lenderbert. I heard he's nursing an injury. Did you hear?
I heard.
And then Solo Ball from UConn is nursing one too, but they're active tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely playing tonight.
I mean, if there's ever a game not to miss, it has to be a national championship. You know, like this is a game where you go down in history, you know, in your hometown, and you know, you're on your campus, like in your school's history. So like this is a moment where you tell your kids about years from now. So you definitely don't want to miss it, you know, especially, you know, for some guys whose prospects may not be the brightest in the sport beyond this point. It's like, hey, I gotta go out there and do it, man. Like this is like my last big stage, my last big moment. Can't miss it for some injury.
I agree.
But what do you think, man? What do you think it'll take for your Huskies to pull out a win and crown themselves champs once again?
I feel like if we could exploit Michigan's perimeter defense, we could definitely do something. Make shots, make threes. Caravan hasn't played the best last 2 games. I don't feel like he's gonna have a third bad game. I feel like he's gotta get hot.
It's funny you say that because you said that after the first bad game. I know. Like, there's no way he has 2 bad games in a row. I don't see
it. Mullins, you know, he's a big impact player. Solo Ball has been kind of quiet. But I just feel like if we don't play from behind, we make shots, rebound good. I feel like we definitely have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, agree. I think UConn playing their best ball definitely has more than a puncher's chance. So, again, I'm rooting for the underdogs. Best of luck to y'all tonight, though.
Trey, you know what makes me real nervous? Michigan got a cat named Ade Mara. He's 7'3".
Yeah, the 7-footer.
I mean, Terrence Reed, we got Terrence Reed. He's a beast. But, like, how do you stop that? I mean, dude is 7'3", just, I mean,
the game is evolving, man. Like, these 7-footers and not just the height, but the skill and the ability, the movement, everything that they can now do at that height. I mean, because there was always been 7-footers in the league, you know, the Yaos and the Bulls and all that stuff. But I think that what you're seeing a lot now is more guys like Kevin Durant and Wemby and Giannis, even who's close to 7 foot himself, who are these long, lanky players, but who have enough, you know, muscle in their build and enough athleticism in them that they can do extraordinary things on the court. So it's really wild to see the evolution of the game in all aspects, but definitely as these 7-footers become more athletic.
Right. So I'm definitely taking UConn. We're gonna get into our producer picks. And surprisingly, I didn't think that they were going to take UConn. They took UConn because a lot of people are taking Michigan because they're so dominant, big, strong, man. They got a lot more height than UConn. But producers actually took UConn on just the money line, and this is for FanDuel. They got UConn winning straight money line. I'm taking UConn, and not just that's because my team and my hometown, but watching them throughout the playoffs, what they did to Duke, the epic comeback. I mean, beating Illinois. I mean, no one really had UConn making it that far. Everybody had Arizona, Houston, Michigan. Like UConn was not really.
I told you it was just you and my dad that I knew. Y'all the only two people that had UConn in it, or at least that I was talking to on the regular. And but y'all both had UConn versus Arizona.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's definitely it's gonna be a fun one tonight, man.
Yes, and it's going down.
Chat, man.
Yeah, shout out to chat, man. The chat is lit right now.
Yeah, go Huskies from Barbie Cat. We got Hey Family. Shout out. Is that Bmore for real? Hey, what's up? What's up, fam? What's up? Flocks Press saying what's
The altar is a worship experience recorded in one take, like a Sunday morning. A new episode airs every Monday at 7 p.m. Whether you watch it sitting down or standing up, we hope that these worship experiences will truly bless you. The change starts at the altar.
Lord, you have been good to me.
Listen. Number one hot take, I'll say, I will take a turkey wing over some plain fried chicken any day of the week.
A turkey wing?
A turkey wing. Like, I'm talking Thanksgiving, turkey wing. The rest of the turkey, I don't really rock with.
Right.
Turkey wings. Like,
this is a tough one for me because it's either, I don't know if y'all ever heard of them because they like old, but it's, for me, it's either Christina Grimmie or Selena Quintanilla.
I know that. Express your feelings with art.
Right.
Art is your feelings.
Right.
Music is your feelings, unless you want to lie, but that's
right.
not real music.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, but like, I wouldn't say myself. I'm really into art. It's probably just because I can't draw.
Right. Yeah.
BmorePod on YouTube.com.
The person that definitely was most starstruck by was Maya Angelou.
You ain't played this. Hold up.
I'm gonna set you up, bro.
You don't even know what I'm about to say.
Hey, real DJ.
Okay, DJ. I'm trying to connect the beat.
Shout out to Tyranny, cause she the one got me on that thing. Y'all know who Tyranny is, yeah. Me on that thing, me on that thing, me on that thing, yeah. Yeah.
You know you fam, right?
And
Yes,
truth, her
and
truth for the truth.
The best is yet to come.
You know I'm gon' ride out, slide out. That's on gang gang.
Yeah.
PSC the gang, and I do my thing.
Say this too. People be with it till they not.
Welcome back. Our apologies. We had some technical difficulties, but we are back. We were reading comments. I'd like to thank all the viewers. Thank you for the people who stuck with us, and thank you for everybody who's watching it now. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were at.
Sometimes technology does you a little funny like
know,
that.
right?
You know,
The worst
catch you,
time, though.
catch you with your pants down sometimes because we are so dependent on it. But like you said, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks everybody that stayed.
Yeah.
Let everybody else know that they can come on back. We're back up and running.
Yes.
Apologies for it. But yeah, we were talking about the comments, reading through the UConn. What everyone was saying about UConn, because we had a lot of UConn fans in the chat.
Right.
So definitely shout out to all the fans. Shout out to our people in the back camera too. Thank y'all for hooking us up and getting us back up. So we back up and running now. Shout out to our people for getting us where we needed to be.
Yes, they work so hard, man. Shout out our production team that they work hard. They got us back on, and we back on, and let's get this thing going. So we actually we left off Angel Reese. We got some shocking news today. Angel Reese has been traded to the Atlanta Dream. So she's going from the Sky to the Dream for two first-round picks. 27 and 28 first round.
Yeah, so that was some big shocking news. You know, we kind of chopped it up about it a little bit before, but it was definitely shocking just given how high profile of a player she's been in her short time in the league, two-time All-Star, and just, you know, one of those, you know, handful of players that has really boosted the popularity of the league in recent years. So surprising for the Chicago Sky to see her go to pass her off. And I think they even said that I remember reading that because I was trying to figure out what happened here. So I'm like, I looked into it a little bit, and from what I could see, Angel Reese didn't like request a trade or anything like that. And
she was surprised.
And it sounds like they actually worked with her team to with, you know, like her people, her PR people and stuff like that to find a destination for her. So it seems like this might just be all a part of a revamp for the Chicago Sky, which is not too unsurprising, just given if you're aware, like kind of like the volatility of some teams in the WNBA up until this point. I mean, there's teams that have won championships in the last 5 years, 10 years or so that no longer exist. So like there's a lot of volatility with a lot of teams. But it seems like the Sky are revamping. The WNBA itself is expanding. They have, you know, 2 new teams that are starting this upcoming year. So it makes sense to some extent.
It makes a lot of sense. And like as we were talking off camera, this is good for her
Great
brand.
fit for her.
I mean, she's into fashion. I mean, Atlanta is a place where, you know, you got a little bit of all that. And look at the players she's with. Brittany Griner, Brianna Jones, Alicia Gray. These are all pieces that can all play great together and win.
I think they immediately become a title contender, like a legitimate contender. Like, I mean, I don't think that Angel is this, you know, huge player who immediately is like this game changer, but I think that she is kind of like,
I think she could make an immediate impact.
I think she was more like of a missing piece. Queen. Right, she's more of like a missing piece, like getting them what they need to get over that hump and get them where they want to be at.
Right.
So I think that big things could be coming for the Atlanta Dream this season, man. Definitely watch out for them. Shout out to Angel Reese, and like you said, hopefully this helps her out a lot. You know, going down to Atlanta, the Black Mecca, being into fashion. And being a pop culture, you know, figure and icon the way that she has been over the last few years. I think this will be a good look for her and for the Dream. So
definitely. So she's out of Chicago. Now she's down in Atlanta. She in the South now.
And for 2 first-round picks, that was 2 firsts. I mean,
2 firsts, right?
Even there's a surprising move in any league, you know, to give up your next 2 firsts for a player, you know, but a young player. On the rise, been an all-star both of her first 2 seasons, so it makes sense. So definitely shout out to them.
Yes, and shout out to our viewers in the house. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Can y'all hear us? You can hear us, right?
Yep. It looked like the chat. They saying in the chat. We
hear us.
Yep.
No, just a comment. All right. Thank y'all. Some other news that just kind of popped up today. Malone, who used to coach the Nuggets. UNC
Malone
hired him.
Yep. Yeah. So he's now going to be the new head coach of the UNC men's basketball team, which is big news for them. I mean, this is now the second high-profile professional coach who has come to UNC. He now joins Bill Belichick, who's their head football coach.
Yeah.
And so now they have a former NBA champion and recent NBA champion. He just won the NBA Finals with the Nuggets back in 2023. So less than 5 years removed from being an NBA champion, and is now coaching the UNC Tar Heels.
And I think that's a good fit for him. I think he could definitely bring winning mentality to that organization. I mean, look at the numbers and the accolades he's got with Denver. I mean, he's definitely put them in position to win. So I think they're going to be all right.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think it's not going to bring as much fanfare as Bill Belichick did, but it's definitely going to bring some interest and some newsworthy topics. And, people are going to be curious to see what can an NBA champion coach, do for a men's college basketball
team.
Yep.
Now, this is some interesting news. Audie Crooks, everybody knows the name. She entered the transfer portal.
Yeah, that one surprised me.
She entered the transfer portal. Audie Crooks.
Talk about double machine.
I know. Now, do you think like she did this to just get more recognition and just try to get more wins, play for a better team?
I mean, I could see a couple of different things being true, because they had the Iowa State women's team. They were solid, but not as high profile as they could be for a player like Audie Crooks, given both her skill on the court and the fanfare that is now grown out of that.
Yeah.
It's at a point now where it's like, okay, yes, you can easily at this point go somewhere else and better leverage yourself, especially again in the era of NIL. It's not a bad idea to make as much money as you can.
Yeah.
Especially in a sport that's growing like women's basketball.
Yeah.
They just got their big break with the new CBA agreement, so their minimum wage has gone up. But even still, you want to secure as much money as you can.
Yeah.
In a career where in a field where your career earnings may not stack up to other professional sports.
Yeah.
So I definitely get it. I can see her just trying to leverage her popularity, and I can also see her wanting to go somewhere and try and compete with these powerhouses, and maybe even go to a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Maybe she ends up at South Carolina.
Right. I saw some little posts. They had like all the top teams. They had UCLA, South Carolina, all these different jerseys. So it's actually interesting to see where she's going to end up, because she's such a dominant, amazing player, and she's definitely going to be bubbling. And she's going to the league, like hands
definitely
down.
one to watch. Definitely one to watch. Another player to watch, just to throw her out there real quick. But next year is going to be the return of Juju Watkins too for USC.
Right.
I mean, so there's going to be some intrigue next year once again in women's basketball, and I think that's just great for the sport itself. I mean, at this point, it's not just a flash in the pan, a one and a done kind of thing.
Right.
I think a lot of women like Breonna Stewart and Asia Wilson helped, pave the foundation. Maya Moy kind of built that foundation.
Yeah.
Taurasi, all the women before, but I think that they've built such a strong foundation now that we are starting to see legitimate layers be built on top of that. So girls like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese can come in and boost the popularity of women's basketball like they did in the last few
Paige
years.
Beckers.
And now you have more girls coming in behind them who are legitimate talents and who are just now being able to get their abilities and their skills showcased to the world. And the game, like we said, is always evolving, and these girls are becoming more athletic and more skilled, and are going to be able to put out a more entertaining and competitive product. To the point where pretty soon, man, I mean, watch out. I'll give it wild prediction, easily within the next 15 years, we're going to see NBA All-Star Weekend where it's just straight up NBA versus WNBA.
That'll be lit.
You're going to see something like
Remember
that.
they did it with the 3-point with Steph Curry and was that Brianna?
Brianna Stewart. Was it? I think it was. I think it was Stewie.
I think it's.
Or no, it was
Ionescu.
Yeah. What's her name? Sabrina Ionescu.
Yeah.
It was her. So you saw it there. Skills challenge in the NBA before. There was a time where they had WNBA players and legends and stuff join them for their weekend. So I'm telling you, like within the next 15 years, it's going to
change.
And it may not be an every year thing, but you're going to see that as some kind of spectacle very soon within the next decade or so. WNBA versus NBA for All-Star Weekend.
Yes, sir. All right, we got a comment from Bmore for real. Thank you for tuning in, man. Thanks for rocking with us. We appreciate all y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. He says, back in the day, it used to be almost a shame for a player to transfer. Maybe that was coaches manipulating the media.
And I think that that's a pretty good point there, man. I think that players themselves have gained a great deal of autonomy now,
Mm-hmm.
and social media allows you to get your truth out there, whatever your truth is. It allows you to more easily get your truth out there.
Right.
So I think we see the other side of things more, and narratives aren't able to be controlled as much.
Right.
And then again, the autonomy of the player, they're now able to make money on themselves and do so openly instead of it being under the table. Where before, if you're getting paid under the table, you do kind of feel a sense of, forced loyalty, or like you're beholden to these people who are, doing this for you, because it's technically illegal to be getting these, these gifts or this money under the table. So it's like you also don't want to do too much or say too much because you don't want to get exposed or lose out on opportunities or whatever the case may be. So I do think that that's a part of it for sure.
Bmore Farrell says, "Come on, Trey. WNBA versus NBA is never happening."
I'm not saying that it's this legitimate thing where like it's a competitive, but that's why I said spectacle. I made sure to throw the word spectacle in there because we are in a world of where this is an entertainment business, just like the NFL. These are all entertainment industries,
Where they
so it's about
stuff.
Yep. So it's just about being in the news, being relevant, having people talk about your league and what kind of money that generates for you. So it's purely just for financial reasons and to keep themselves relevant. I'm telling you, WNBA versus NBA is going to happen at one point.
We shall see.
It might not. It might be like, because what's gaining more and more popularity is like the 3v3 leagues, or the three. So it might be in a way like that. It might not be a straight up 5-on-5, but you're gonna see.
I think if it happens, it will.
Maybe even
it will take a while. I think
a mixed team might happen first. Men and women on the same team playing against men and women on the same team in the All-Star game or something like that.
Right.
But I'm telling you, man, that integration is coming. I'm not saying we're gonna get to the point where we're just gonna have a National Basketball League and all genders are playing together in competitive basketball, but where they're integrated more on the entertainment side of things. I think that, buckle up and prepare yourself. It's coming.
All right, now we got to get into some very, very interesting, and for me, it's super disappointing news. Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves are going to miss the rest of the regular season.
Yep.
Luka's out with the hamstring injury, and Reeves is out with the oblique injury.
Yeah,
disappointing.
Tough. Not end of the world because the Lakers have already clinched the spot in the postseason.
They have.
So
they're trying to hang on to that third spot.
Right, yeah. So it's not like they're, fighting to even make it to the dance. But positioning does matter, and, you do want to make sure that you secure a good seed for yourself or a good matchup. So definitely unfortunate, but hopefully they come back strong and come back ready to ball, and the Lakers are able to get right back into it.
Yeah.
Though not too hopefully, because I am a Celtics fan. And, we don't have many rivals as big as our rival with the cross-country Los Angeles Lakers, the second most winningest team in NBA history.
Right. And Luka did go to Europe to try to expedite his recoveries, getting some special treatment in Europe. That's just to show how bad he wants to be out there to help his team. And yes, Barbie Cat, Marcus Smart too, he's out. Yeah, he been out with an ankle injury. But Marcus Smart is an important piece, definitely important piece. Great defense, just a key player, knockdown shooter. Sucks not having him out there. And I saw the Lakers hurting yesterday from watching that game yesterday against the Mavericks. That was an easy win. If Reeves and Luka was there, I feel like that was going to be an easy win. LeBron had to carry the load, and they didn't get blown out. They just didn't have enough help. And when Luka's out, Reeves is usually that guy that steps up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? LeBron's the third option. So now LeBron's back the number one option.
That's not really a spot you want a 40-year-old to be in.
Did you see when Luka got injured?
I didn't see the actual moment. I just heard that he walked off.
We actually have the clip of Luka getting injured.
Let's run it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and run it.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Luka already been hobbled with a hamstring this season, and this does not look good. What a terrible time for him. Let's hope this is not a horrible hamstring, but if you look at his face here as he walks to the bench, this looks like he is extremely frustrated and disappointed.
And we were talking during
Sad to see, man. Sad to see. And he tweaked it earlier in the game, if I'm not mistaken, like first quarter. And He stayed in the game. They're already getting beat by 30 plus. I feel like he shouldn't have even been in the game. But
Yeah, good
who
point.
knows what him and Redick talked about? If he said, "Are you okay? Good to go?" Luka led a game so much, he might have been like, "I'm good. I'm good."
Right, but still, it's like you said, the season is winding down. We're preparing for the playoffs now. And
Yeah.
If a
You tryna
game is
hold that position.
decided, then the game is decided. At that point, let's rest our guys that are going to win us the championship if we get there. So I usually tend to err on the side of caution once a game has been decided. So I feel like that probably should have been the case. And I mean, not to be a conspiracy theorist, but they do talk about those Oklahoma City Thunder and how they get away with a lot of fouls.
Yeah.
So again, that's something to be mindful of and something to be like, okay, well, let's try to limit our star players' interaction with said team. With
I
said
watched that
reputation.
game, no Trey, and like I like the Lakers. I like a lot of players and other teams, but I am a Laker fan, and I got to give credit to OKC. They're like one of the most complete teams that I've seen. They just have a lot of pieces that they play at such a fast pace. The Lakers just they couldn't really stop them. They couldn't get stops. They weren't knocking down shots. And it was just they just overpowered them.
Yep.
Yeah, they just overpowered them. And I don't like when people say, "Oh, Luka faked the injury." I mean, he loves the game so much. I just don't see him faking the injury. Not a him, not an injury like that.
Yeah, I mean,
you see the anguish and the disgust when he went down, covering his face in the jersey or his face. I just don't see him doing that intentionally because he was getting beat by 30. Because that's what people are saying on like the net or whatever.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't think that was the case either.
Yeah. Shout out everybody. Barbie Cat says, "Do y'all think that Luka should get an exception to be considered for the annual award?" Great question.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, he's potentially could file for like an extenuating circumstance
because with his kid,
extraordinary circumstance.
We missed time with the birth of the child, right? Now he did do it to himself as far as the technicals, missing games like that, like with the technicals. But we'll see if he get it appealed.
I think the real question at this point is, does that rule need to be tweaked? I think it's a good rule overall. The
65 games,
the award minimum. Yeah.
Okay.
I just think that maybe it needs to be tweaked a little bit, and maybe not by much. But I'm just saying, given what you're now seeing as far as star players who are, perennial MVP candidates and contenders and stuff like that, they're falling short, and it's just short. Unless we're talking about season and the injuries, most of these guys are falling just short of the minimum requirements. So maybe you just adjust it a bit. Instead of 65 game minimum, maybe it's a 60 game minimum or 55.
But Trey, a lot of it is though technicals. Like, I mean, you got to stop being like but that's barking at the refs, because
that's another
Luka got 16 technicals.
That's another conversation in and of itself right there.
You know what I mean?
That's another conversation, because you know what they say about the refs now, we talked about it a bit before last time. Like the refs have ego and they are aware of the power that they have over the game itself. And I think that sometimes the refs are too involved in the game and should be letting certain things go. And there's certain things that they let go that they shouldn't be letting go. So I think that, there's give and take on both sides of it, but I do think
and certain players get special treatment.
Yeah, so I think that the human element when it comes to officiating the game is getting a little problematic.
Yeah.
And I think that plays into it a little bit too. It's just probably not a huge chunk of the pie, but it definitely plays into it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, playoffs start next Tuesday. I can't believe it. It just sounds crazy to say. Yeah, well, the play-in tournament starts next Tuesday. So that's going to be interesting. Speaking of playing, Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry came back yesterday, and they are fighting for good playoff positioning, and he shined. He had 26 minutes, 29 points. He was 11 out of 21, 5 out of 10. I actually didn't expect to see Steph perform like that his first game back. I thought he was going to play less minutes, and I didn't think he was going to make as many shots, but I mean, he was going off.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but Steph, he put on the show, especially in that fourth quarter, man. I seen a post. He kept the unction alive. All the unks of the basketball community, all our aging stars, all had great games yesterday. I think all of them scored 30 or right around 30 points or more. KD going off, LeBron went off, and Reeves and Doncic's absence. Steph went off in his return. Kawhi had a good game. Paul George had a good game.
The old heads went off.
Yes, sir. They ain't done yet. They still got some gas in the tank, and there was some good games being put up. And there was also another good game. I don't know if we're going to get into it at all, but the Nuggets played the Spurs in a pretty good matchup of MVP candidates, and that was a Jokic versus Wemby was a good matchup too, man.
that's actually, I'm glad you spoke on that. That's actually one of the teams I say making a deep run is the Spurs. I feel like they're another complete team. I mean, just the way they play, I mean, super complete and just play great defense, good rebounding team, can knock down the three. And their fast pace is hard to keep up with them when they're running, you know.
And then, of course, the obvious Wemby is hard to defend, and he kind of is just getting better and better with every game almost. So, you know.
Yeah, it's so much basketball to talk. We got to move on though, Lance. We got to, we gonna move on to NFL where my Cowboys is about to open a can of whoop up on them Ravens in Brazil.
This is still a report, right? Like I've seen this from multiple sources at this point.
Though. If you Google it, it says
that's because people are reporting this. People like it is
but it's
being
not
reported,
official,
but it hasn't been officially confirmed yet. But multiple sources. I mean. Me too. Only I like when the Ravens get primetime games. I like when the Ravens get to be in the spotlight. I think is this the first or the second game?
This will be the third. What they're saying that it'll be the third
game in Brazil, but first game in Rio.
Oh,
I think this is the first time they're playing.
I thought you meant
in
the
Rio.
season.
No. Yeah, because I think it's set to be week 3.
Week 3.
But I think this is the first NFL game. Yeah, allegedly. But I think this is the first NFL game to be played in Rio. The first 2 games in Brazil were played in Sao Paulo. So this is the first one played in Rio. So I love all the good publicity for the Ravens. So if true, I'm excited also as well. We usually spank y'all when we play y'all.
They coming for me. All y'all coming for me. Look at the chat. Cowboys optimism. Bobby Cat. Bmore for real. Cowboys losing by double digits in the Southern Hemisphere will be epic. Whatever. We coming for y'all.
It will be a great one.
Now keep in mind, this is going to be a different team. Now I got to give y'all credit. We're 5. You guys are 5-1 versus us. The last time we played was in 2024. Y'all beat us 38-35. Y'all were whooping us. We made it look a little better at the end. So when you pull that score up, it's like, damn, we only lost by 3, but it was garbage time.
Yeah, garbage time.
Come back. But I don't care. I'm calling it. We getting y'all this week. I'm calling it. Yo. I'm confident in our defense.
Pray that the I'm assuming that there might be a slightly longer flight for the Baltimore Ravens than for the Dallas Cowboys to Rio. So hope that we're a little jet lagged or something, because otherwise I think it's going to be a lot more of the same, and that's a bit of belt to booty.
I'm excited.
But I'm excited for it either way, man. I mean, like I said, the publicity, and I'm excited for the season in general for the Ravens, man.
The draft,
a lot is coming up. The Ravens just started their off-season program today with off-season workouts. And the big news, talk of the town, is that the franchise player Lamar Jackson was in attendance for off-season workouts,
which he hasn't been.
And you're right. So this is the first season in which Lamar Jackson, year 9, going into his 9th season, this is the first time that he's attended the off-season workout portion of the off-season.
Now, why do you think that?
I mean, I think a lot of factors could play into it. Honestly, for me, over the years, Lamar's kind of been a guy that's kind of hard to figure out exactly what the motivations are with him. Because it does seem like he is a competitor and loves the game. But there's not necessarily a straight up set formula for how you show that, and I think the way that he's shown that has been a bit atypical, at least to what I'm used to. So that's been a bit of an adjustment, but I think that he's there because what should be his reason for being there is because he has a new coach for the first time in his 9 years there. Yes, he's had new offensive coordinators, but he's never had a new head coach. And then to have a new head coach,
you think he's eager to be out there? You think he's eager to get out there?
I mean, if his word is bond, then yes, because the guy says that he wants to win a championship. He says that he has this unfinished business, and he feels essentially bitter about coming up short so many times. So it's like, if you really feel that way and you're really a competitor, then you're really going to be eager to get back out there. And I think that you should be eager to get the offense and this new chemistry and the environment down ASAP, so that you're not figuring stuff. I mean, you're still going to have stuff to figure out throughout the season, especially early on, but the less stuff, the better. And you eliminate a lot of that stuff by starting early with your off-season program, going to OTAs, training camp, mini camp, all the voluntary stuff before you get to mandatory mini camp. That's where the foundation is built. You don't have to worry about getting chemistry with your players in the preseason because you've already been with them for 3 months.
You've already built that.
So I think that that's a big part of it. If stuff like this separates the man from the boys when it comes to real competitors being a champion and not being one. So it's like, if you really want to be a champion, like you say you want to be a champion, it's time to pull out all the stops. You're 9 years in now. It's time. You haven't got there yet. It's year 9.
Yeah.
It's time to change something up.
Right. This is an interesting comment from Bmore for real. He says Ravens are projected to have the best record this season. Do you think that is a fair assessment?
I'd say unfair, only because again, it's a first-year coach, and very few first-year coaches have success. I mean, Mike McDonald won his Super Bowl in year 2.
Yeah.
Even a guy like Vrabel in New England, he's coming from the Tennessee Titans where they had experience. So even though he's in year 2 with the Patriots and made it to the Super Bowl, he had a lot of experience under his belt already as a head coach in Tennessee. So I think that for a true straight up first year guy to put all those expectations on him is, I want to call it unfair.
Yeah.
But I'm holding my tongue on that because at the end of the day, the powers that be determine that you will be good enough to be a head coach. So that says something. But not only that, you do have a roster in front of you that is good enough to be there with little effort. So it's like there's not much that you have to do as a head coach to get them over the hump. It's really just picking up where the last guy left off.
I got y'all going
instead
10-7.
of rebuilding.
I got y'all going 10-7.
I mean, and I don't think that that's unrealistic. I mean, I think that, me personally, I think that I think we have the best player in football in Lamar Jackson. So I think that with him, and as long as we're able to shore up the offensive line enough at this point, given where the roster is right now, as long as we're able to shore up that offensive line a little bit, I think that this team is able to win at least 10 games, and I'm guaranteeing the playoffs for them this year as long as they shore up the offensive line. I'm guaranteeing the playoffs, but how far they go is up in the air. Best record in the league feels unfair for a first-year head coach, but he's a first-year head coach with the best player in the league under center. So
And one more question before we move on. Like, what do you think? Like, because Tony Coles was talking about this last week. Do you think the Ravens are going to use the picks for like draft capital? Do you think that they might possibly do that?
In the future draft capital, or like,
well, just like the draft coming up, you think they're gonna use those players to, like, you know?
So I mean, I think
that
to
get other players.
I think that, and so my stance is going to be the same one, which I was, for the reason why I was fine for us trading that pick away initially for Max Crosby.
Yeah,
I do not think the Ravens are several pieces away from being Super Bowl champions.
Okay.
I think that they were one proven talent away on defense, which we may still have in Trey Hendrickson. It's just that he's a bit on the aging side now, being about 31, 32 years old. But I felt like we were one dynamic player on either or both sides of the ball away from being that team. So you don't need 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 draft picks, young guys coming into your squad. They're not doing much outside of special teams. Now, the first round pick, I'll give you that. And I still feel this way at this point since we have the number 14 pick in the draft. Whoever we draft at 14 should be a guy that starts the majority of the games for us this year. But other than that, like, we don't need, like, now if we make 6 picks and there's some gems, like there's 2 or 3 gems in the 4th round or later that end up starting games for us, then it's like, hey, you can't complain about that. If you strike gold, you strike gold. And I can't be mad at striking gold. But I just want us to be doing business in the right way, given the fact that we aren't far away from making the Super Bowl. We're only a piece or 2 away. So yes, I'm cool with getting rid of that with those picks. Like the Rams said, F those picks, use it for better capital. Trade those picks away to maybe get you a proven offensive lineman somewhere else in the league already, something like that. I'm all for that. But if we keep the picks, at least the first pick should be a guy that starts the majority of the games this year.
I hear you on that. Bmore for real says, what position should the Ravens target first in the draft, and what should the Cowboys take in the first round? I knew it was coming. I'll go ahead and let you answer the Ravens first. And
I've always been a guy that's like against linemen early on, unless they're a tackle. Unless you're a tackle, because I feel like that's only the real premier position on the O-line. Like, when you have a great one, you have a solid piece to hold you down, for years to come, barring injury. But other than that, I'm pretty against that typically. So in normal years, I would say best player available, whoever the best guy is there at 14, go out there and get him. And then from there, you just kind of build your roster.
Build your roster, yeah.
But like I said before, sorry about that, guys. Like I said before, the Ravens are only a piece or two away from being like as perfect as a team can get, honestly, as far as like having a complete team and having enough pieces to be able to beat any team. Like a Super Bowl winning team is a team that could go out there every week.
Y'all gonna need more than a few because
You don't believe that.
stacking up.
You don't believe
We
that.
stacking up.
You do not believe
We
that.
stacking up.
But I think that the Ravens this year, this draft particularly, I do like a guy like the guard from Penn State. I do like picking someone like him at 14.
Yeah.
If he's someone that you believe is an instant plug and play that is both going to be a starter throughout the season and is a guy that projects as a starter for a decade to come.
Yeah.
If he's that kind of player, go ahead and get him. Because we're only a piece or two away. And one of those pieces at this point is quality offensive lineman. But if most years, at least before the end of this Harbaugh era, offensive line wasn't the issue. So it's like you didn't have to worry about reaching for an offensive lineman to get you over the hump. We were a skill position away, a receiver away, an edge rusher away. But now all those holes have kind of been filled, or at least like you have a guy at each level of the team now, except for the O-line, because Ronnie Stanley was your guy, but he's now aged and injury-ridden. So while he can still start games, he's not a stalwart, a cornerstone on the O-line anymore. And Linderbaum was supposed to be that for you, but he decided that he wanted the bigger bag, so he took that over winning. So now you need a guy at that level of the offense again. So because of that reason and that reason only, I think the Ravens should go with an offensive lineman with the first overall pick.
Okay.
Or their first overall pick, number 14 overall.
So Cowboys got the 12th pick, and this is a no-brainer. I mean, we finished last in defense in the NFL last year. We got to go defense. We got to go corner or safety. Corner or linebacker. I feel like if it ain't a corner or linebacker, like
edge rusher because y'all like going Michael Parsons.
Nah, we got Rashawn Gary, and then we still got Quinnen Williams. We got some. I mean, Quinnen Williams on the edge rusher, but I like Rashawn Gary, and I feel like we could still get one in the second round.
Fair,
you know what I mean? But I feel like that first pick needs to be a linebacker or a cornerback, like hands down. It need to be. Yeah. If they do something on offenses, I've been hearing the Pickens might get traded, and they might pick up this wide receiver. I can't remember his name, but a top wide receiver if he's available, 12. They talking about possibly getting him, but I don't want to see Cowboys get anyone on offense. Like they need to worry about the defense.
Unless they don't expect to win this year. If they don't feel like they're going to be like a team that's really competing for a Super Bowl, then I can see them trading George Pickens. But if they feel like they just need a couple pieces and they are a legit threat this year, then you keep Pickens for now and you build up around it.
They need to sign Pickens because Pickens is the type of person that he won't show up. He won't commit. You know what I'm saying? You saw the stuff he did in Philly.
That's
in
Pittsburgh.
So I feel like they need to hurry and get that done. You don't want to upset a player like Pickens. You know what I mean? There's no telling what he might do.
Those divas, man, you gotta watch out for them.
Divas? You called him a diva?
Yeah, no, George Pickens is a diva. He's a diva. I mean, I don't think he's the worst diva.
I think
that we
he's
had,
gotten better since he's been on the Cowboys.
Most star wide receivers are divas. Point blank. Period. That's just to start it off. And I don't think he's as bad as some others. I mean, AJ Brown might be the top guy at this point, the top diva in the NFL. One guy that you're actually surprised isn't much of a diva is Justin Jefferson. To be as good of a guy as he is, and to be in the situations that he's been in with those different quarterbacks.
Now he's got
you would expect him to be a little more vocal.
Kyler over there,
right? And I mean,
I like that better than McCarthy.
I don't, given what Kyler did with Marvin Harrison and them.
I think Kyler just needed to change the scenery.
Hopefully that's the case. I truly, I swear, I hope that's the case. I hope that all it was for Kyler was just a change of scenery.
Yeah.
And if that is, I'll be back in your corner, Kyler. But you got to show me something, man. It's like you had some missed opportunities there, and the maturity things. Those rumors might have been a little unfair, but some of them were true, man. You know, so it's like. You had too much talent, too much promise, too much skill in an era where the mobile quarterback was being utilized more than ever. You should be doing more. I would like to see a bounce back from Kyler. I mean, I'm not talking MVP conversation, even though that would be amazing, but like
a bounce back,
a Pro Bowler, a Pro Bowler, I think is where it should aim for. If he really wants to bounce back, he should aim to be a Pro Bowler this year, not an alternate, not a Pro Bowl alternate, a true Pro Bowler names the initial roster.
I'll let you read that. You actually spoke about that earlier.
Yeah,
we talked about that earlier.
Thanks, BmorePod. Yeah, we were gonna bring this one up. Dexter Lawrence has requested a trade. He has 2 years left on his contract, but he has requested a trade from the New York Giants. Dexter Lawrence, easily one of the top 5, definitely top 10, but I believe top 5 interior defensive lineman in the NFL right now. He's requested a trade from the New York Giants. I told you, though, when I brought it up when the news dropped, I think it's just like you said, BmorePod, 2 years left on his contract. I think that he's kind of just posturing and doing this is a negotiation tactic to try and reset the market again, get an extension.
And a lot of players do that.
Yeah, and it happens a lot. I mean, we've seen it with a lot of guys, notably in the past few years. Lamar, it happened with Lamar. It's happened with some other guys as well. So we see players request trades amid the contract dispute. And it seems like a lot of the times now, I don't know if that works as a tactic, but I rarely see those players actively end up being traded. I think Micah Parsons is probably your biggest example of a guy that requested a trade amid a high-profile player requested a trade amidst contract negotiations, and those negotiations never were able to be fulfilled, and he was traded. So I think that doesn't happen a lot. So I would expect Dexter Lawrence to still be in New York for several more years. But if not, Eric, give him a call. Eric DaCosta. I mean, if you want, I'm a little shaky on you right now. Your actions this offseason and last regular season got me a little worried, I feel like there might be some collusion going on with that new head coach out there in New York. So if you really want to show me something, go get Dexter Lawrence off their hands.
He's trying to recruit.
If you want to show me something. Otherwise, I might have to make a call to New York. That's all I'm saying. Not a threat, not blackmail, not any kind of ultimatum, but just you know what to do.
Let's go. Well, the draft is jumping off in a few weeks, and we cannot wait. And we're going to bring you the draft news here straight from Bmore Sports Talk. Let's move on to some boxing. Yeah, we did have some. It was a lot going on this weekend.
Yeah, a lot.
Deontay Wilder was giving Derek Chisora the work. Go ahead and play the clip.
So, let's watch that clip.
Yo, for me, it's good to see Wilder come back because I've watched his last fights. He won his last one, but he actually lost 2, and then he's won 2 straight. So I feel like he's getting back on the right track.
Yeah.
And it was a split decision. It ain't like he totally, I know what we just shown, it looked like he totally, murdered him or whatever, but it was a split decision. But it's just good to see him back in there putting in that work.
That was a funny clip, man. That looked like,
it was.
When you're in a fight and you got just a bit more energy than the other guy you're fighting, and you see that moment of weakness, so you trying to end it, and you're just using the last of your energy. He's just not going. Like he was in desperation mode there. He was like, this is my moment. Like, I got to get him here. He's just throwing haymaker at the haymaker, and he couldn't put him down. He couldn't put him down.
You know who he called out next? He won Joshua.
He does.
He won Joshua. Deontay Wilder's 40, man. I don't see him beating Joshua, man.
He was fighting like he was 40 right
now. Yeah, right. So some of them jabs, right, was like
just
wide open, not even connecting.
That's why for a second, he was about to turn the tables on him. He almost caught him with a right counter. Because he was just putting everything he had in to try to hit him with this right. Like, so nah, man. I mean, Deontay Wilder, great fighter, great history, but
great history.
Against Joshua, he might be asking for a little bit too much.
I think so. Yeah, Joshua is a skilled fighter, younger. Not to say Deontay is not skilled, but Joshua just, I don't know, man. He's just younger. You know what I'm saying? Fresher.
A younger dog. That's all it is. Just a younger dog. Both of them got that dog in them, but one of them is, still in their prime, and the other one is fading. So which dog I got in that fight.
All right, moving on to MLB. We're gonna go ahead and get into an Orioles update. There actually is no score right now yet. I mean, it's early in the season, Trey.
Yeah, but a bit of a rough start, though.
Yeah, what did we 3-6 right now?
3-6. Just got swept by the Pirates. The first time that the Pirates have swept the Orioles in a 3-game home series.
But did you
since
see
the
though?
1800s.
What?
Yeah, it was the first time that the Pirates have swept the Orioles in a 3-game
1800s?
home series since 1893, I think it
Now,
was.
did you see 2 of the games was 1-run wins? Like they
Yeah, I
barely
mean,
won.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it's a rocky start
That's
to the
sad,
season.
yeah.
You know, like you wanted the new energy, you got the new coaching staff, you have new additions, Pete Alonso and some new pitching. We do need more of a bullpen still. I think it's still kind of apparent there. But hopefully things turn around. Still very early in the season.
Yeah.
So curious to see where things go. But
I hope
rocky
so.
start.
I hope so. Rocky start 3-6, but it is the start of a long season. O's are playing the Chicago White Sox right now, which are 4-5. It's bottom of the second. No score. So we shall see the outcome of that.
Yeah, let's turn it around, O's. Let's go, O's.
Yeah,
man.
let's have hope. It's a new season. I think the O's can turn things around. We got some new acquisitions. It's a work in progress for the offense and defense. You know.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
We shall see. We shall see. All right. Time to move on to the weekend top play.
Love a good top play.
Yes.
What we got today?
All right. Let's go.
Down to 7. UConn up by 4. Demery. Mullins. Nails it! On target! How about that early dagger? Shot clock is down to 7. UConn up by 4. Demery. Mullins.
That was a huge shot. Watching that game, UConn by 4, a few minutes left. Mullins, who, if y'all don't know, he's the one who hit that 3 against Duke to get the win by 1 point with time expiring. That was a big shot. Up for hitting the 3, going up 7 in college. You can milk a 7-point lead. It's not like the NBA. The game's totally different. So that was just kind of like the dagger. So that made the week top play. And hopefully they could do it tonight.
Y'all see how he just had to give y'all that whole explanation behind his top play. Typically, a top play is a top play, and there's no question as to why it's a top play. But he had to defend himself for his biased selection of the UConn Huskies. But no, that was a big shot. Like you said, they did go up 7, so it's like you made it a 3-score game at that point.
Yeah.
3-possession game late in the game. Was a big shot.
It was.
So given that they won and where that win put them in this game tonight, I will allow that.
Ah, man, I appreciate it, man. That was a huge shot. That's a huge shot. All right, moving right along. And thank you for all the viewers. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Sorry about the technicals, but that should show how great and loyal followers and fans y'all of this platform. It's nothing but love. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, sir. We nothing without y'all, man.
Nothing without y'all. Moving on. What's hot, what's not? This was crazy. Do you know Joe Adele for the Angels? He robbed 3 home runs.
Yep, and
I've never seen it
in one single game. In a game that they won 1-0.
Right.
So not only did he save them 3 times, but any one of those 3 could have gave the other team the win.
Right. And they were epic robs.
Clutch.
Let's go ahead and run
Talk about clutch.
Let's run that, y'all. What's hot?
And 1 strike. There's a drive out to right from Raleigh. Adele's back near the wall. He leaps and he caught it. Joe Adele. There's a drive to right. Adele is back. He's at the wall. He leaps up. He got another one. Joe Adele. What a night. Lead. And here's Crawford with a fly ball to right toward the corner. It's Joe Adele again near the foul pole. Leaping up. Did he catch it again? He fell into the crowd.
Yeah.
Joe Adele robbed 3 home runs. I mean, that's super hot. That's not something you always see.
And that last one, like you said,
Ooh, right.
Like Odell out there.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to get up from that
reach back like 1-3. That was
Right.
a wild one there.
Wow, he Odell'd him. Yeah, shout out to Joe Odell, man. That was epic. I had to put that on the What's Hot because you just don't see that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
one game.
Yeah, 1 game. Right. All right, now what's not so hot, and we talked about it earlier, but I just feel like this Luka injury, man, it's just shaking up the NBA world. Fans of Luka and just in general, because if you look at this, he was first in all these categories to if I'm not mistaken, he only needed one more game to meet that threshold, or maybe what was it, 20 minutes? Really, I think it was 20 minutes, if not a full game.
Yeah, I didn't.
I think it might have been.
I didn't know that they broke it down to minutes like that.
It was
honestly.
super
They
close.
break it down to minutes like that. I thought it was. I mean, 65 games. Like, what do they consider a game played? How many is it? 20? You have to play 20 minutes of a game for it to be a game.
I have to look it up. Yeah, you might. Yeah, I have to look that one up.
But
like,
because I seen somebody say in the comments, they were telling me, it was like, man, even if he's hurt, they should just start him the next game and then bench him for the rest of the game and let it count or whatever. So I don't know exactly what the requirements are there. We have to look that up for next time.
And the reason, Trey, I put him on, I put that on the what's not, is just because Luka, you saw how hard he worked in offseason, lost all that weight, he was first in 30-plus point games. I mean, dude was balling. I mean, he was scoring 20, 30 points in the first quarter. And then another thing why I had to put that on the what's not is because people saying that he faked the injury, and some comments that some, analysts made. I ain't even going to give him no, I'm saying, I'm going to say his name, you know what I mean? But like, just them saying Luka faked the injury. He ain't fake no injury. No, it's just not hot, man. As much as Luka loved the game, you think he would fake a hamstring injury?
Nah, yeah, I think you're right. I think that
20 minutes. Okay, all right.
Barbie Cat. And I was just about to shout you out, Barbie Cat, because I earlier you mentioned when we talked about the minimums for the awards that the 65 game minimum was initially introduced to kind of combat load management, and that's not what Luka's situation really is. It's never been a matter of him resting or sitting for games and stuff like that to try and preserve himself to the long run. It's been legitimate injuries, and I think that you're right about that, Barbie Cat. If he's to appeal, that should be part of it there.
Yeah.
Part of his appeal should be about the fact that it wasn't a matter of managing minutes or load management or anything like that. Just real circumstances within the game of basketball, technical fouls and injuries, things that you can't really you can't fully control.
Yeah, that ain't hot. So that was our what's hot, what's not. We'll be back next week with another what's hot, what's not. All right, moving right along. Let's go ahead and get into the fashion segment. We got some interesting drip. Woo!
Those are nice.
I
love me a good shade of orange.
Nice.
Orange isn't my favorite color, but man, a nice shade of orange, like something about it just pops for me, man.
Those are those are the women's too. Those are nice.
I would buy those.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
I would buy those.
I forgot what those are called, but I get like some
like
creamsicle, like sherbet type of,
like the Tampa Bay Bucks or something out there.
Yeah, right.
Those are nice. I like those.
Those
are what, threes?
Yeah, the threes.
Okay.
Ooh, that's the buckets. That's the center icon.
Oh, that was a nice little setup there.
Yeah,
not just the segue because of the colors and the look. You feel me? You could wear the hat with the shoes.
And look, that just dropped today on the site, ebjrbrand.com. That is on the website right now. You can go ahead and get you a tangerine bucket hat right now.
Yeah, or you can cop you one like I got here. If y'all can cut back to me, my boy Eric hooked me up with one. Y'all gonna see me in this one on the socials here and there, man.
Now
nice little tan.
Y'all missed the slide. We had them on there. We had all the color, all the flavors on there.
Show them the colorways, man, because this colorway is hot.
Yeah,
man, it got the nice tan with the blue. I'm a blue fan. I'm a fan of the color blue. I like nice.
They ain't got it. It's fashion slide 3.
But
there it is.
Yeah, I like nice shades of blue, and that shade of blue in that top left is hot.
Yes. And those came out last week.
Those are nice, man.
I like
you got
that
some
one
nice
you got
colorways. You got some nice colorways here, man.
Thank you, man.
But
I actually
he asked me, he was like, hey, which color you want? And I had to go take it to the delegation and see what everybody else felt about it, because I couldn't pick one, man. Like I'm a guy that ain't afraid to wear pink. So pink was almost chosen. I'll tell you, my final two ended up being between pink and this tan one that I got on.
Yeah, that tan and the green is a real springtime lit color. That's actually one of my favorite ones.
I like this, man.
That's one of my favorites. Between that and the orange,
I got some nice New Balances that I could wear with this. I got a fit that I already imagined. So just know I'm be rocking this. Shout out to my man E and EBJR.
Yes, and y'all can get those right now on the website, ebjrbrand.com. You can go ahead and get you 1, 2, how many you need. They're all up there along with the bucket hats. So that was our fashion report. Thank y'all for sticking with us. We love y'all, man. I know that technicals, man, it was crazy, but y'all stuck through us with it, and it wasn't that bad. So thank you. That's just to show how loyal y'all are and how much y'all love us.
Yeah, swear we appreciate it, man.
All right, before we get out of here, we got to get back into this game real quick. All right, so UConn.
Yep, I gave my spoiler at the start, and I'm gonna go ahead and affirm it. I'm right there with you. Hopefully, we're right. We got the good vibes of the BmorePod energy going here. We both going for the Huskies. Of course, you I mean, he got the hat on. I mean, last time I was on, he had the shirt on. He was trying to act like he was reporting like this, all nice and calm, and acting like he was being partial and didn't know which team might win. But he had the UConn shirt on the whole time, so we know who he's rooting for.
Let's go,
But I'm
Huskies.
right there with him this week, man. So let's see what the Huskies can do. I like the
Huskies.
Huskies in this one just because I like to fight for an underdog, and I think them playing their best ball though. I think they have a legit chance of winning, and not just a close game. Like they can win
give a
handily.
score prediction?
Ooh, score prediction. Let's go.
Production team, if y'all could throw in a score prediction real quick, I'm curious.
88-83 UConn win.
88-83?
Yep, 88-83 UConn.
Man, so you feel like it's going to be high scoring. That's crazy. Yeah. I feel like it's going to be a little bit lower. I got UConn 79-77. I feel like it's going to be a close game. We're going to hold on. We're going to get that 2-point dub.
Okay. Well, hey, you heard it here first. We rooting for the Huskies. Whoever y'all got, let's throw them in the chat. Let's hear who y'all got. And best of luck to both teams, both sets of players, and both organizations.
And that is starting in 30 minutes, 8:50 Eastern Standard Time. Once again, our producer picks on FanDuel, they went with UConn on the money line. So go ahead and lock in those picks. Make sure you bet responsibly.
Yes, please gamble responsibly.
Yes.
Or call the number, 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yes. All right, man. Well, we're going to get out of here and let y'all get ready for the game and get ready to enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. But before we do, we're going to go ahead and give those shout outs, and I'll go ahead and let you lead it off.
Hey, man, once again, always got to start off giving a shout out to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, man. He be holding me down. So I got to thank him for that, man. And shout out to my BmorePod family here for inviting me back once again. And, I mean, this is the first time it's been just you and I since the first time you invited me here. So, you know, the two-man setup, I was appreciative for the offer and honored to be able to hold it down with you tonight, man. It was a great show, as always. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to BmorePod. Shout out to the production crew for getting us set up 2 times. Fought over some hurdles and some technical difficulties, but hey, we don't quit here. So
we were
back here with you. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my loved ones. I love you all. Thank you. And thank you guys once again.
Thank you, man. I like to thank God, first of all. Man, without God, none of this is possible. Thank you to our production team. Thank you to you, Trey, for pulling up, man. Sir. Shout out my co-host Tony. He couldn't be here. He'll be here next week.
Yeah, man. Mr. Tony.
Shout out
down for the Ravens.
Yeah. Shout out to production team. Oh, they actually picked UConn 87-83 overtime. Oh, they got it going on OT. We shall see.
I like it.
We shall see.
I like it.
Yes. Shout out my family.
Wait.
Shout out.
What? 88-83, and they're going to say 87-83. Y'all think y'all slick.
87-83.
Y'all trying to one up me.
Yeah.
and added the overtime to it.
I read that wrong. It was 87. Right?
Yeah, no, they said 87-83, but I'm saying my prediction was 88-83.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they trying to one up me and put the overtime to make it more exciting. I see your production team.
Let's go.
I got you.
Production team be on them bets, man. They be on them. All right.
Great minds think alike, I guess.
Yeah. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to wifey. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my sisters, my cousins. Shout out to the viewers. Shout out to the guests. Just thank you, everybody who's been a part of this platform. Shout out to our other shows, Shameless Unplugged, BmorePod, Vibe Check. We got a lot going on. We got the animation, which is the Wednesday. Is it first Wednesday? Is it the third Wednesday of each? Yep, third Wednesday of each month. Animation show. I mean, BmorePod is doing big things. So make sure y'all stay tuned in, lock in with us, and we're gonna continue to give y'all great content, great show. Thank you so much. Let's go Huskies. We about to go. We about to get this. I'm hyped. Can we bring that out on some March Madness though? Could we have some of that March Madness standing?
Yeah, man. Hey, once again, don't forget, follow me on my socials, Trey43. Forgot to shout myself out. Trey43.
Trey43, man. Yes, you know, you find me, you know what I'm saying? EBJR_brand on IG, and don't forget to check out the website ebjrbrand.com. You know what I mean? We rocking. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go Huskies. Yo, we see y'all next week. Stay safe.